What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Regrowth. Oh yeah, guys. So I've been doing some stuff here, been playing around the world for a little bit. Some of those things that I did is I hooked up some of these machines, even though we had torn them down from downstairs. Yeah, I hooked these back up. I was rolling out some steel. I was making some steel using our energized smelter and metallurgy confuser and the crusher to crush the iron into the iron dust. Yes, I was making a bunch of steel because it was brought to my attention that the steam boiler that we had downstairs, yeah, we had hooked up 12 commercial or industrial steam engines. I think it was the industrial ones. And apparently that can support 18. I seem to remember that from before, actually, that one steam boiler can do 18 of these industrial steam engines. Yeah. So we got 9 on each side. You can see some of them are out of sync from when I was putting in the new ones and had to warm up. I guess we turned these off for a second, then started back up. They should all be synchronized again. There we go. Same thing on the other side. So I ended up doing, yeah, from the center point where our lever is, I just went over 4 on both sides. And yeah, just readjusted the wall a little bit. We brought this wall in forward one more just so it kind of looks even on both sides. We have the full stone brick border all the way around. I think that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. Like I said, we could also put in like the cable facades right in front here to completely hide the cable. We might do that. It's not really that big of a deal. But anyway, I'm pretty happy that, yeah, I think we were doing 12. We're up to 18. So we added a whole lot more RF per tick to our steam boiler, which is pretty awesome. So I've also been running some of these ME cables, and this is starting to look a little crazy. Yeah, we got one cable that goes all the way over down here and then over towards our Witchery and Botania Island. So previously I'd ran the cable over underneath the bridge and stuff, but that's all I did was just have the cable there. So now we got the cable ran, we got it hooked up here. I can access stuff without having to run all the way over to the base. We can craft things that we want. That means we can keep our Botania stuff in here too, should we choose to. I can also put another terminal over here at the Botania area proper, and we can put one over here at the Witchery area. But I figured, you know, as long as it's right here on the same island, we don't have to run across the bridge over there into the base, get our stuff, then do all that entire journey back. This is probably good enough. And then, you know, if we need to do a lot of stuff with the Witchery, I did run the cable a little bit further over here to about the halfway point and then over. So like down here somewhere. Yeah, we got the cable running all the way down there. I have this disconnected. I can't remember if that uses power, just having the cable connected or not. But anyway, I have it disconnected, so that's not hooked up to anything. But should we choose to hook that up, and should we choose to use more ME stuff over there, yeah, we can definitely hook that back up. So I got that all prepared, so that's pretty cool. I also got the cable that's running underneath the bridge over to our farm. Yeah, I put a ME crafting grid over there as well. So we have access to our ME system on this island just the same, and I just got done doing the same thing onto this island over here. Even though we don't really have anything on this island, I think we might start putting stuff on there today. Yeah, so I just ran the cable under here, got it all hooked up. We got another ME crafting terminal right there, which is pretty awesome. Gotta do the old F3A thing. There we go. Anyway, yeah, we got the crafting terminal there, so that's all hooked up too. All right. What I want to do today, I want to start working on some more quests like we did last episode. We did some Thaumcraft stuff. This episode, we're not. So this episode, I kind of wanted to check out, I think, is this one with the World Enables? We had a couple of quests remaining, and these are Forestry quests, right? So we had one for a squeezer. We had one for making the fermenter biogas engine. I mean, these are just crafting. There's nothing super crazy about these, right? And then we also have one final one here. It looks like that might be the final one. The distillery to distill the biogas, or I guess the biomass is what it's called. Anyway, so once we do that, there's also other quests here. Not this section. Is it this one? Yeah, this one. So that'll be some forestry stuff that we're doing back there. I figured we should probably look at the forestry stuff over here and probably knock out some of the bee stuff. I know bees are everybody's favorite mod, so that's exactly why we're doing that today. So anyway, let's get back here. So I think it was what the world enables, right? So we had to make ourselves a squeezer, and it also wants us to make a fermenter and biogas engine. So squeezer, biogas engine, and fermenter. Yeah, I think that's what we needed. Okay, so these are all pretty easy recipes, I think, right? Okay, so we had to do bronze on the rolling machine to make the sturdy casing. And I think we're going to need a lot of sturdy casings, because I think all of these, no, we need 2 sturdy casings. So let's go ahead and roll out just enough for 2 of those. So there's 1. Actually, I'll do 3, because I won't do the last one that's in there. I'll only do until there's enough remaining for 1 final one. Then you got to click it. So we'll do that. Then we need bronze gears. I don't think we have bronze gears. How do we make those? We have to do the Buildcraft recipe. We could do the casting table. We took down the smeltery. We do not have this hooked back up yet. I don't think I'm going to hook it up. So we'll go ahead and do this recipe here. What do we have for gears? We have any gears? We don't have any. Okay, so we need 4 of these. That's pretty easy to do. So there's 4 of those. I think we need to do that into cobblestone now. Cobble is a problem. Where's all of our cobblestone? I guess we don't have any. Let's do, whoop, not that. We will do this and make a few stacks. Easy, easy. Cool. All right, so we can do this now. There's 4, and then we'll turn those into the bronze gears, like so. Very simple. It looks like we're out of glass too. Okay, so there's our sturdy casings. I think we're going to need sand, right? We can go ahead and get some of that smelting up. Energize a smelter. Yeah, you got some steel cooked up from earlier. We need just a few pieces. 5. I think 5 might do it. All right, so now we should be able to do this. There's our fermenter. The squeezer is 10. Do we not have 10? We have 10 blocks. We can go ahead and unblockify the 10. That makes that pretty easy. There we go. There's a squeezer. And finally, the biogas engine. We are going to need more of these bronze gears, which is pretty simple. We got everything made. Just simple clicking through the screens a little bit. That, and that. Easy. Done. All right, so did I already have sturdy casings? I already had sturdy casings. Anyway, well, we got a few more in here for the next bit of sturdy casings that we need from Forestry. I'm sure we're probably going to need more going forward. So we have these 3 machines made. Let's back away from that just a little bit. It's kind of loud in my ears anyway. So let's do this one, the squeezer. So this is, I shall call you Squishy. Another machine that you think could prove useful is one that would extract fluids from items. Whether it's squeezing juice from fruit or liquid honey from drops, you're sure you'll find a use for it. All right, so that's pretty easy. If we're gonna have to get into bees, we're gonna need the squeezer to squeeze seed oil out of seeds. Yeah, and then we're gonna have to use that seed oil to make the different bee stuff going forward. So we're gonna need probably a couple of these, at least 1. Anyway, that's gonna give us a juice can and a stack of apples and a little bit of reputation. We'll go and clean that. Yeah, that's the end of that forestry line. Then we got this one down here, fermentation. Okay, so this says the way oil is formed by decaying biomaterials over a long time is giving you the idea for fermenting some of your spare plants to make a fluid rich is energy that should be in. Of course, you'll need a new type of engine to be able to make proper use of it. The biogas engine requires a small amount of lava to start it heating up, but once it's up and running with biomass, it won't need any further lava. The fertilizer you'll want for the fermentation process can be made from saltpeter. Cool. All right, so that's going to give us lava can, water can, and some fertilizer. We've been using a lot of this for our automated forestry farms already. Finally, we have to make the still. This is not for drinking. Biomass isn't environmentally unfriendly enough for your taste. Distilling it in a still, however, makes it into ethanol, a biofuel which is similar in constitution to oil, and as such is best burned in a combustion engine. Okay, when we complete this is going to give us 16 biomass cans. Cool, so we'll be able to still that and turn it into the biofuel, should we choose to. I think we might not be doing that. I don't know. We'll check this out anyway. So the recipe for the still, all right, so that is pretty easy too. It's pretty much the same stuff we've been doing. So we can just go ahead and bust one of these out real quick. Oh, after I get some more glass. Wherever the glass has found it. All right, so we should be able to bust that out real quick. There it is, done. Cool. All right, so we got that all solved. Yeah, that's going to give us 16 biomass cans and a little bit of reputation. Let's go and claim it. So that pretty much completes what the world enables. Yeah, that says 100% complete. This is everything that was in this section. So that's cool. That is another section done. What the world embraces still has a locked quest somewhere. I can only imagine this is going to be unlocked by reputation. I think that's how we've seen other things being unlocked previously. So anyway, the encoding of the world. This is the other section that we needed to do here. Yeah, in order to make like an apiary, unless the recipe's changed, let's check it out. Yeah, we need the impregnated casing. The impregnated casing comes from logs in a carpenter with seed oil. So we need 25 seeds squeezed, I think. 25 wheat seeds will turn into 250 millibuckets. So what we need to do is grab some wheat seeds, or do we have wheat? We have wheat. All right, so I should be able to turn this wheat into wheat seeds. 25 is all we need. I'm pretty sure each one of these gives 1/10 of a buck. If we go to uses, it should show carpenter, moistener, squeezer. Yeah, 10 millibuckets. Cool. So 25 of those should give us what we need. I'm going to go ahead and use our squeezer to squeeze this. Where we're going to set this up yet, I don't know, but we need to squeeze into here, and then we're going to have to use like a fluid pipe to pull out that partial bucket and then put it into the carpenter. Do we have a carpenter? We do have a carpenter. Okay, so we got that hooked up. Let me go ahead and get these machines hooked up. I'll find a place for them. There's not going to be something that we need to keep permanently out, I don't think. We might start setting up over there, like I said, though. Anyway, let me get some more stuff done, and we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys. Well, over here we have our squeezer that is squeezing, and then our carpenter, which is just sitting there waiting for a recipe and the stuff in it. Yeah, so we're squeezing the rest of these seeds. We're almost where we need to be. I was able to just hook up a P2P tunnel over here for RF. Yep, and we used the memory card to link it to the previous P2P tunnel that's down there at our steam boilers, which is super awesome. So yeah, we have power over here. The next thing we need to do is just take some of this basic mechanical pipe, do one of those. We need to use the configurator on this one. Shift right click, like so. And now our carpenter, yeah, has the 250 millibuckets that it needs. So if we do wood over here, we're just gonna need 8 logs. I guess this will work. I guess we have a lot of spruce wood. All right, we'll start using some of that here pretty soon, I would imagine. All right, so we can do this. We just have to draw the pattern. That looks right. I mean, you just have to put the wood down here, and it should do its thing. So the carpenter doesn't take super long. It's just really waiting for the seed oil is the problem most of the time, but it's not so bad. The squeezer also has a little spot right here that you can put in a socket so you can speed it up. Yeah, we'll use a little bit more RF, I think. Yeah, it'll use a little bit more power, but it'll, be able to go a little bit faster. We really don't need it. I mean, it didn't take super long, so it's fine. So there's our impregnated casing for this. So the rest of the apiary is just some more planks and some slabs. We should be able to make everything right here, I do believe. Let's see if we can do this. I think we should have everything here. There it is. There's our first apiary. Nice. So that crafting task is complete, and that's going to give us 4 more for the reward. It says bees for better housing, by the way. In order to get more serious about bee breeding, you're going to need a form of housing that is further from the natural hive. In an apiary, ignoble princesses will eventually die out, but breeding bees of different species together can result in the mutation to better species. Cool, so that's going to give us +2 reputation for geneticist. All right, so the next one it wants us to do is an untreated frame, which I just believe, yeah, sticks and string. That's all we got to do. I assume it's going to want us to make the other tiers of the frames directly afterwards, but we'll find out. So this is a pretty easy craft. We should have all the raw materials in the system done. All right, so next step. Oh, that's it. Okay. I was really expecting it to want me to do like the proven frame and then like the chocolate frames and all those other ones, but I guess it only wants us to do the one. So the quest did say framework. Now that you've got apiaries, you can also employ frames to help speed the production from your bees. Each basic frame increases production by 30% with a maximum of 3 frames being able to insert at a time. These do wear out over time though, so you'll need to periodically replace them. Better quality frames last much longer though. So this is going to give us 9 proven frames, which is the highest tier of the frames, and another geneticist reputation, so that's kind of cool. So it's got a few other things here. Buzzy analysts. You know what? Before we do that, let's just go ahead and set down the hives real quick. Maybe you've never seen these before, maybe you want to. So this is what the bee breeding houses look like, the apiaries. Yeah, you put in the princess here, the drone down here. Takes a second for the little status bar to come up. You make a queen, and then it starts producing stuff. Yeah, it's pretty easy. The hard part with bees comes with mating the correct bees together to mutate them, which is a % chance of that happening, into the next species. Yeah, anyway, I'm not sure like how much of the bee stuff is required in this mod pack. If it's not a lot, we might set up just some basic bee stuff just for some resources that we need. I haven't even looked at all the different bees in here, but it looks like, yeah, we do have like the Botania bees. We have bees that'll make cobalt. So I guess we have like all the magic bees in here. Some of these will do like some crazy good resources, but if this mod pack doesn't have Gendustry in it, it would really take a very long time. No, it has genetics. And yeah, genetics, while this will help you bee breeding, this also takes a really long time. So I'm not sure if we're going to really get into bee breeding at all, to be honest. But yeah, let's just go ahead and continue knocking through this quest line. Clean out my inventory from all those hives. Cool, fertilizer, some of this stuff. Put that away. All right, cool. So the next quest wanted us to make the analyzer. So the bee analyzer is pretty much the item that you put honey drops in, you put your bee in, and it'll tell you all the stats about that bee. So this is very, very important if you're doing a lot of bee breeding. So the quest says Buzzy Analysis. There's a lot more to bee breeding than you had thought beforehand. And to be able to advance further, you think you would be best served being able to analyze their traits. This can be achieved with a beealyzer crafted with a carpenter, okay? To analyze bees, simply place some in the honey drops and honeydew in it, and then the bee too. The beealyzer will then tell you all about it. Yeah, this is pretty cool. You definitely need one of these if you're going to get into bee breeding. So the beealyzer requires tin, glass panes, diamond, redstone, and water. 2 buckets worth. All right, so we can do bucket here. I can drop down, grab another bucket. All right, so we need some tin. We're gonna need some glass panes. Yeah, having the crafting grid over here, this is so nice. Glass panes, just 2 of them. Redstone, 2 of those, and a diamond. Cool, so that should be everything we need. I think the carpenter does take a second for this thing to craft up, so it's not gonna be super fast, but it's not like really, really slow either. There we go. So there's the beealyzer. It's just going to go ahead and do its work. Let's wait for this to finish and we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys. So the beealyzer finished up. So here we go. We got that done. So this thing is kind of crazy to look at. It's what it looks like. Yeah, you put in the honey drops or honeydew up here. Your bee goes here. And then as soon as you put it here, it consumes a honey drop or honeydew. And then you can put it through these 4 different screens. You have to click into each one of these to show the different pages about that bee. Okay. So I don't remember if we have any honey. We do. All right, so we can do this. And then queen or a princess. What do we have in here for princesses? We have a pristine, modest princess, which is a desert bee. So we'll put the honey drops here. We'll put the bee there. Yeah, all right, so it's, we can see that you got the active traits and then the inactive one. So it could be part 1 bee, part the other, or it could have like really fast really long lifespan and really short lifespan as like the traits. Anyway, what you really want to do is make sure both these traits are the same. When you're breeding your bees, you want to make sure like, yeah, they're all the same. So when you breed it with something else, it's not going to like do something you don't want it to do. Anyway, so we can see here that the flower type is cacti. When it breeds, we will get 2 drones from it. It's got slowest pollination, slower production speed. There's really not a lot about this bee that's very good. We can see that it can tolerate a little bit of fluctuation in the climate and the humidity. It works during the night and day. It produces this specific comb, and it can mutate in all these different things, which we haven't discovered yet, but those get uncovered as you do those mutations. and just more information about it. Okay, so that's how the Beealyzer works. Let's go back to the quest book. Yeah, the last, I'm sorry, we have to do this one. I was going ahead a little bit. So we got the Beealyzer done. It's going to give us a stack of honey drops and some more reputation. We'll claim this one. So it looks like we did get, it wants us to do some dentistry machines, I think. All right, so I was looking at this one since this was the other bee quest that we had available, Feel the Sting. This wants us to make all the apiarist gear. This is not an easy task to do because in order to get the apiarist hat, you need this woven silk. In fact, you're going to need like 24 of these woven silk. So each one of those is made in a carpenter with some water and silk wisps, 9 of them. So to get the silk wisps, you have to centrifuge a silky propolis. I don't think there's any other way, unless you have the wispy bee. You've already gone like down this path and you have that. So you need silky propolis, which comes from silky combs in the centrifuge, which comes from bees. So we need to get ourselves, pretty much, we need to get ourselves the tropical bees. We need to get those breeding. These do have a poison effect by default. So if you're near them while they're doing their thing, you're going to get poisoned. We're going to have to deal with that. The only way to avoid that pretty much is to have the apiarist gear. So tropical bees, since we're going to need this stuff, we did have some tropical hives. All right. So we have these. We can go ahead and use the scoop. Break these hives open. We should get some tropical bees. We're looking for the pristine princess and at least one drone. Let's go ahead and break them. We got a ignoble tropical princess and a tropical drone. And then we got a pristine tropical princess. Cool. So the pristine ones will last for forever. The ignoble will die off. They got like a 10% chance to die. They're not very good. You probably don't want them. So we can have this bee go and do its thing. We have this modest princess that's also pristine. So when we get enough drones from this breeding, we can take like 16 of them, stick it with this modest princess. This one will convert over and get all the stats of this one after about 16 is usually the max. They usually convert after about 8 or 9, but just to be safe, I usually put that many in when I'm doing this kind of stuff. Since that bee will do like damage to us, we'll probably want to stick this hive further away than where we are right now. Let's put that in here, that in there. I guess we can look at this. So yeah, the status bar goes up. The princess will turn into a queen, and then they'll do stuff. But it says that the climate is too dry here. That's going to be a problem. And also, it doesn't have any flowers. I do believe the tropical bees want vines as a flower. So that's another thing we're going to have to deal with. Anyway, let's go ahead and go back to this quest. Yeah, climate control. This is a thing we're going to have to do to acclimatize our bee. So it says, while you now have a good variety of bees from hives, you found that many of them are ill-suited to the wasteland environment. However, you think it might be possible to create a device to gradually acclimatize the bees to this harsh environment. To adjust the tolerances of the bees, simply place them in the acclimatizer along with the acclimatizing item. This includes water and sand for humidity tolerances and lava and snow for temperature tolerances. May take a little while though. Yeah, so the acclimatizer is the item we need. That is some enhanced circuit board, which is carpenter recipe, bronze and redstone, not so bad. Reinforced casing, which is that sturdy casing wrapped in iron. We can do that pretty easily. Bucket of lava and water, bronze gear, glass pane. This is one of the machines from genetics, and this one actually isn't so bad. There's a lot of the other machines from genetics where you can change the DNA of a bee. So you can change it from a tropical to a modest just by injecting it with a serum. That whole process takes a ridiculous long amounts of time, and we're not going to be looking at that at all. So anyway, let me go ahead and make this acclimatizer, and we'll check this thing out. I forgot about this. We probably should have done this before I mutated or mated the bees together into that queen one. But anyway, let me go ahead and take a look at that, make that item, and we'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, well I went ahead and I made myself the acclimatizer. It's got a cool model. I like it, little 3D looking. Not just a square block. It's actually got some depth and dimension to it. So anyway, this is what the acclimatizer looks like, and it does require RF power to work. So we should probably put it over here with our other machines that requires RF power. So after we got this thing completed, I looked in the quest book. Oh, little lag spike. Looked in the quest book. And yeah, we've unlocked more stuff from genetics. So it looks like we're actually going to have to do genetics. I don't know if we're just going to have to make the machines or if it's actually going to make us do some stuff here. But I did try this out in Infinity Evolved Expert Mode, and it was like ridiculous trying to get through this stuff. So I don't know how much we're going to do, but we'll bust through these quests because that's what we need to do anyway. So yeah, this thing filled up full of power. We are all good. Now, in order to acclimatize a bee, though, we need like sand or water, and I think the other ones was lava or snow or something like that. Anyway, we need snow in here, I think, in order for this bee to be happy in the climate. Let's just take a look real quick. It says it's too dry, or maybe we just have to give it water. Anyway, the acclimatizer will allow us to make the humidity tolerances of this bee more tolerable to what it is. Yeah, it also says that it's too cold here, so we might have to do something to acclimatize it to the cold a little bit more. So that bee, it doesn't like it here. In fact, you know, I haven't even tried this yet. If it's too dry and too cold, it might work better like over by our nether portal, because that's the wasteland. I think that's pretty similar to like a desert. But yeah, it will still be too dry over there. So anyway, we got some acclimatizing we're gonna have to do. So I was looking how to get snow, and pretty much everywhere in this mod pack is like either ocean or the wasteland, right? There's not a lot of snow around here. So one thing that I've been told before is that with the pure daisy, yeah, the pure daisy will turn water to snow blocks. So that sounds pretty awesome. That sounds like something we need. And these chunks continue to not wanting to load. So let's go try this real quick. Yeah, we have a pure daisies over here. We've been turning, I guess, stone into the living rock. So if we remove some stone like this, some stone like that, we place water here. Oh yeah, check that out. It's got the little shimmery sparkly things on there. Cool. I've never done that before. I'm pretty sure if I were to place the water directly next to the flower, though, it would knock it off, like it would wash it away, right? So I don't think that's going to be a thing that we're going to have to do. I guess you can only do like 4 blocks of snow at a time, which is fine. I'm almost wondering if there's a place where we can do a snowman. That would be a little bit easier way of getting snow in mass. Do snowmen work in the ocean, or is it too hot? Or I know snowmen are kind of weird because like if it's too warm, they'll melt, they'll take damage, and they'll die. Certain biomes they can't leave snow in, and other biomes, as long as they're walking around, they leave a trail of snow, or you can, capture them in like a little 1x1 area and shovel their feet and get a whole bunch of snowballs that way. So I don't know, but it seems like this is going to be a way at least for us to get a little bit of snow one way or the other. There we go. So I guess I can mine it with this and get the whole block. Nope, it's gone. All right, well, I thought I'd be able to get the whole thing. I guess I need to mine it with a shovel, which is fine. That's fine. So I think what I'm going to have to do, let's get some snow. I'll do this a couple more times. We'll get some snow. We'll see if we can make a snowman. Like I said, I don't know if that's going to be possible or not. Let me get to this real quick, and we'll be right back to see if we can get snow that way. Cool, so I went ahead and I mined the snow. We got the 8 snowballs, and I turned them back into the snow blocks. Can we do snowmen here? Is this the thing? Let's find that out. If not, we'll have to figure out another way to get snow. So, oh yeah, check that out. All right, so a snowman here on the ocean area. It's just going to leave trails of snow behind. And if you push them in such a way, you can just get snowballs for days, which is awesome. It's probably better to capture them in like a 1x1 area. But this works pretty good too. I'll be getting all the snow that I will be needing, at least for a decent amount, to make more snowmen and all of that stuff. Hey, you just stay there, buddy. Don't move at all. Oh, you moved! Ruined. Anyway, so we'll be able to get a bunch of snow this way. Yep, I'm gonna probably remove that. I don't want the entire area turning to snowballs. So I'll set up a proper spot for a snowman like that. We could just farm a ridiculous amount of snow. It's going to be probably the best way to get snow, I think, in this mod pack. I don't know. Anyway, I'll get a whole bunch of snow. We will acclimatize our bees, and we will get them working over there. So they're a little bit more happy. I think that's going to be the best way to go about it. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Regrowth. I hope you guys liked it. Remember, leave a like on the episode if you did, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.